back to that time of the year. It's winter, it's snowing, there's no more racing, there's snow everywhere. It's not even Halloween yet. I don't know how this happened. I don't know why I still live here, but I do. So we're back in the garage. We got Dad's car in here. We fixed that the other day, last weekend. Got that all ready to rip. So we got like 2 parts on the way, some new lower control arms and some new brackets. Here's a quick rundown on lower control arms. So right now they're pointed uphill to the rear end. Ideally, a little more bite, you want them pointed downhill. So that's something that just got overlooked over the years with his car. We kind of put it together. It makes good power. It's like 650 horse. It's a bracket deal, but so it worked fine. But if you got caught on an iffy track, it didn't work so well. So we kind of started looking into it, and we're like, oh wow, that's not right at all. But so we're gonna get that done. Got the Mustang in here still. I started working on the firewall, which is like the worst thing I could ever do with my spare time. I'm not a welder, I'm not a body guy, but somebody at some point trimmed off the pinch line here where like the brake lines usually run, and I can't really put a car together with this just being 2 separate pieces. Oh yeah. So I started welding it all back together. You don't have to be a body guy as long as you got a welder and a grinder. You just keep pouring the coals to it and just keep grinding, and eventually you get there. So that's getting worked on. That's getting worked on. This has not been touched since it exploded and I took the motor out. I kind of lost all motivation. We were just trying to wrap up some things for end of the year. We were pretty focused on like Matt and Zach's car. And then we got pretty hung up on Zach's car trying to get it the 4's, which didn't happen. And that's okay because I kind of want to be the first one there anyhow. So right now, I'm telling you, me or Zach is going $4.99 the first time out next year. I'm going to be the first one to do it. I'll be nice enough to let him line up next to me so he can do it at the same time, but I'm going to get to the finish line first. So mine will count as the first $4.99 out of this little operation that we call No Name Race Cars. So step 1 to do that is I need another motor. There it is. Ironically enough, I bought this from one of the previous owners of the Camaro that I met along the way when I was looking for it. He actually lives in the same state here in Minnesota. And he contacted me and he was like, hey, if you know anybody that's looking, I have an L33 and I know that you use them. I was like, absolutely. So I ran down to his place and I grabbed this summer before I wrecked mine, just to have as a spare. So this is exactly what my old motor started off like. The old motor's gone. I took it all apart the other day, got all the pieces out of it that I needed. Basically the only thing I kept was the heads off of it and the crank. The crank out of it I'm going to use in my LS1 that's going in the Mustang. It's like a true LS1, it's a 5.7 deal. It's got like Eagle rods and stuff. I would never buy rods and pistons, but I got them on a trade deal, so I'm going to use them. So anyhow, that's gone. There's still pieces on the floor. No, I can't say that. There's still pieces of shrapnel everywhere from when I took it apart. I was just trying to get like the last pieces off of it, and every time I rolled the motor, more and more stuff fell out. So anyhow, the first piece I need to beat Zach into the 4's is this motor. This isn't, like I said, it's an L33, so it's the exact same thing I used previously. Zach is upgrading to an LC9 block, which is probably intelligent, but look, I'm not rich, so this is what I got laying around. So it's pretty crusty. We got rocks in it, which is pretty standard. We got some leaves and debris. Somebody used it as a towel holder at one point. But otherwise, generally, this is what they all start off looking like. So the first step, we're going to take it, we're going to get it on the stand, and we're going to get it cleaned. So last time I did this, I used a pressure washer in my yard. It worked okay, but it didn't work great. So then I told me just use some oven cleaner. I was like, all right, that sounds great. And I said, go to the dollar store. So I told the wife last night, so we need to go to the dollar store and get oven cleaner. And we're driving there, and I was like, you know, it's kind of a sham that the dollar store isn't really a dollar. She's like, what are you talking about? Everything's a dollar. I said, no. So I've been to plenty of dollar stores. I'm up north ice fishing. They're never a dollar. She says, honey, that's a Dollar General. That's different than a dollar store. A dollar store, it truly is a dollar. So much to my surprise, I bought this whole bag for $6. We got 5 cans of oven cleaner, heavy duty, fast acting, and a scrub brush for the extra $1. So the can, I didn't read this when I bought it. Let's see, cold oven. So I would call this the equivalent of a cold oven because it's not a warm oven. 6 hours or longer? Come on. No, I'm thinking 6 minutes. Oh, Christ. That's fine. We'll give her 6 minutes to fester. So in the meantime, let's break down the age-old statement of, for how many stock motors you've wrecked, you could have bought a nice one. True, but not true. So I got super lucky when I wrecked this one. For the amount of destruction it did, it actually wasn't that bad. It wiped the head gasket out of it, which I've since thrown away, unfortunately. It's like, wait a minute, it might be in the garbage can. It was not in the garbage can. But what I have is the other side that was good. So, for argument's sake, this is the hole that let go on the last motor. This is not the exact hole. This is the opposite side that still looks fine. I'm using it to show you. So I got lucky and it basically wiped the coating from here to here on the top and on the bottom. Oh, hey, I need that thing I took out of the garbage. It wiped the coating on the top and the bottom, so it just had like these blast marks all the way through it, but I didn't torch anything. The head fared just fine, so that was pretty exciting. And the block surface was fine. Where it came out, you could see little marks on it, but it didn't torch anything. So really, this one wasn't that expensive for me. Zach didn't get so lucky, so when Zach torched his, now keep in mind, I was on methanol, and I was about 22, 23 pounds of boost, making close to the same power. He was on 37 pounds on 85, so I think when his started to leak, it really gave her the scorch. Where mine, when it started to leak, I didn't have nearly as much cylinder pressure. I don't believe, I'm not an expert, but being on 22 pounds, like 15 pounds less, it just blew the gasket out and didn't torch anything. So all I need at this point is a new short block, which I bought this one for $250, and that is a fair price. And don't tell me you can't get them for $250 because you can. If you live in like a metropolitan area like I do, you need to look further. When you search, stop searching in the cities here, start searching like out in the country, like Bob's U-Pull-It. That's where you want to go, because $250 they'll give them to you all day long. Other than that, I wrecked one lifter. Maybe, no, 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 no. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's got to be in here somewhere. Here. So I wrecked one lifter, as you can see. So I ordered a new one. These are Gen 5 lifters instead of LS7. They're basically the same thing, but slightly different in height. So I ordered one new one for $10, and I lightly scuffed the cam. You can barely feel it, but you can see it. That's the same lobe that the lifter failed on. I'm not going to run this cam in this motor. I'm going to reuse this cam though. So to be fair, I did not need a new cam. I needed one new lifter. I'm going to take the oil pump apart and clean it, just get some debris out of it. Other than that, all the expensive stuff I bolted on here is still good. The expensive valve train stuff, that's all fine. Rockers are fine. This stuff's fine. So really all this is going to cost me is like $250 and some gaskets to put it back together. So the point being is that I'm only on my second motor now. I rebuilt the last one twice. That didn't cost much. On the second one for another $250. So I've got a ways to go before I haul off and spend like $9,000 on a motor. Okay, so that's enough of me rambling incoherently. Now you know how I feel about everything. Back to the block. We are maybe 10 minutes in now with all the rambling. I don't know, there's dirty foam. We got a brand new brush. Let's just see how she pans out. too bad. Can I see the grease falling off? Give her a quick rinse cycle here. Oh, mint. Not too shabby. Yeah, I'm gonna stab this right in the old W category here. God, it looks brand new. I'm thinking I could have scrubbed up here at the brush and probably matched it, but this is good enough for the Trax wheel oil down. I don't really need a whole lot more than this. All right, good enough. I'm gonna get the front dampener off here, the oil pan stuff, and then do a last cleanup on the deck. Clean up the heads quick, and then start putting this thing back together. Then we got this fancy little puller that Whitey is nice enough to let me use every single time. At some point I would think he'd just tell me to buy my own, but he keeps letting me use it. So okay, so at this point, the oil pump, I replace it every time. Zach did not replace his. He didn't have any failures, he didn't have any issues. I don't know, maybe it's fine. I ran the stock one the first time I put my motor together with no issues, but makes me feel good at night. Pretty clean. Should have known by the AC Delco filter that choosing me a good unit. It's probably like a 65-year-old guy, maybe the original owner. Took it back to the dealership every time we need an oil change. We have to stop the video. It's out of control. It's too long. It's like 14 minutes. I don't know where it's gonna end up, but it's too many minutes. This is a good spot to stop. Don't take off the number 4 because your buddy's uncle's friend told you that, well, if number 4 is good, they're all good. So just check that one. Don't check it. It doesn't matter. Okay, what are we really doing here? These are $200 motors. Don't check the cam bearings. Those are fine too. If it's spun, it's fine. Leave it here. So we're gonna pick up maybe this week. Maybe we'll pick up this week. Let's not even wait till next week. Let's just keep it rolling. I'll be back in like 2 days with the video. Stand by.